Part 2. 3 Discourses on Water. The Sounds of the Jungle. Lights up on Gus. Enter Jeff. Slow down. I'm anxious to be in the jungle too. But remember, once we've crawled down this mountainside and through the cave, the path becomes wild. I can hear the roar. The sound of the impossible, of the lake rushing over the falls. There, down there, under the waterfall. That's where this cave lets out. Slow down, my love, 'cause the jungle has a will to suck us down. Lights up on Michael and Kate. Many years ago, when I came here first, an old hermit led me through the lake. Led me from this lake down through the cave and past me to the river. Walking, this guru gave 3 discourses on water. One for the lake, then one for the cave, and a third at the river below. 3 discourses on water. I will give them now. A low resonant attack. The sound of the lake swells, lights off Jeff and Gus. The gentle lapping of waves. Kate sits by a lake, stares blankly off into the water. The birds, the wind. Enter Michael. All of this tension, Michael. The bone and the tension between my cheeks and my eyes. Why do I stand it? Why do I hold it? The lake opens up to a stream, opens up to the ground where it lingers, till it aimlessly finds its way to the clouds, to the sea, to the clouds, and then back to the lake. The light pours down on the lake, and the lake opens up to the sky, where it flashing, dancing, asks me open my eyes. But this tension, here, this tension, why should I stand it? Why do I hold it? Why do I hold in my eyes? No. I open my eyes to beauty, and sadness follows. And the lake opens up to a stream, and the stream opens up to the sky, and the rain opens onto the land. But there, but this tension there, it's trapped. The rain is trapped by the knotted, sucking roots in the ground. Sad and hungry, life traps the water. The water's trapped by the knotting roots in the ground. This tension here. Life is the only tension between the lake and the sky. Life is the only tension between what is and what wants to be. And I want a baby, Michael. I want a child. I want that too, Kate, but not your child, Michael. The lake bids me open myself, asks me throw open this knot in my chest, asks me trap a child in my hands. The lake commands, build this hungry trap. Kate, not your child, Michael. Not your child. Exit Kate. The moaning sigh of the cave, their footsteps stumble over rocks, echo against walls. The sudden scurry of an animal, bats. The haunting voice of the cave drones, swirling, cavernous, empty. In the distance, then closer and closer, the frantic crystal drip-drop of water. Lights up on Michael. Thoughts, my thoughts. I've been watching the thoughts, watching the thoughts, race inside the labyrinth of my mind filling the time, spilling through time, filling the time. Since the start of this trip, from the boat to the train, the thoughts run back, they run back, they run back, they run back, the thoughts run back, into the city through the sleek and endless swerving, dark and backwards looking, land of memory. All I see when looking back inside my memory, all I see is a single want, a single dream, a single racing, yearning need that someday I'll build a building on my own someday. I'll freeze these thoughts in steel someday. I'll set these thoughts in stone, and then, and only then, will I end looking towards the future, and I'll stand aside and say, today, I am dreaming of the day someday. And this dream has become what I think of as I. But the dream is just a thought. Is life just a thought? Is my life just a thought? Just a pattern of thoughts strung throughout the city? I am hung inside the city like a puppet. Like a car on a track, the thoughts drive me through the city. The thoughts ride me through the city, from task, to home, to work, to desk, to pen, to draw, to type, to plan, to call, to break, to eat, to sight, to meet, to home, to work, to home, to work, to home, to work. And the city fades away behind this cloud inside my head. Every moment fades away into this dense and overreaching, never-ending, unrelenting, ever-present web of thoughts and words and hopes and wants and needs that dictate what I am, that mandate what I say, that tell me who to care about, and in return it promises that someday I'll start a firm out on my own. I'll build a tower of steel and stone. Someday I'll build a thing where people can work, where people can hope, where people can think, where people can think that someday they'll go outside, they'll enjoy the sun, someday they'll fall in love, they'll retire, they'll figure it out someday. So we think this till the day that we die. We keep our eyes locked and chained to the goal. We keep ourselves bracing towards the future and fixed on the prize. We refuse to be complete. We refuse to be whole. We live inside a world of and then, and we live inside a world of I'll be happy if, I'll be happy when. And because practice makes perfect, we say it again, and we say it again. And it's all just a thought. And these thoughts mean nothing when held against the eternal face of the cave. Michael continues to wander into the depths. The sound of rushing water. The scene is swept into the deafening roar of the falls. In a brilliant light, Michael, enraptured, falls to his knees under the torrent. In the blinking of an eye, the falls are silent. A rush of wings, and a splash. The music springs to life. Kate sits crouched by the lake, staring at the rotting carcass of a very large animal. Look at the way the fish just sort of gives up its life in the sharp-pointed gray heron's beak. Look at him fall and flop upon the sand for a thought, and then he's gulped into the heron's needled beak. Not a tear, not a cry, not a woe-laden throng to toss and turn and grieve him through the years. No threnody, no ode from beyond, just energy passing, no crying or laughing or raging or pleading or fuming or entombing. Just the next upon next upon next. Or take these beetles coupling as they fly through the air. In pairs they zoom the surface of the lake. A strong wind comes, blows them apart. 10 minutes pass. Both man and wife have found a different mate. Without a judge, without a priest, without a man of the state, marking if the union's come or if it's past. No sleepless nights thinking what does us mean, or thinking if the sex is good, or even safe. Just the next upon next upon next, the beetle dies, into the stomach of a frog, into the belly of a fish, up to the heron's pointed mouth, the heron flies, the heron falls, into the labyrinth of worm and rot inside the soil, into the trees, into the clouds, into the air, into the wind, into the sky, into the sky, into the sky, and I. Why do we live our lives so firmly clinging to this or that, or fixed upon our pleasures from the past? Where in the step from fish to man does it come to be that we're hooked upon the memory and not the act? A granite grave, a Ziploc bag, an unforgettable tune, rehashing things we felt a century before. A plastic flower, always in bloom. We're constantly clutching and clinging and grasping and holding and tucking and rinsing and moving and painting and treating, preserving what's fleeting and hiding and fleeing, anything to keep us from seeing that we're passing along to the next. To the next, upon next, upon next. Life is not the tension between the lake and the sky. The tension is me. The tension is I. I will minister to my thoughts and move them from what I saw to what I see. From what I saw to what I see. Kate crosses to Michael, breathless, ecstatic. They embrace. Black. Deep in the jungle, Michael is surrounded by his menagerie of papers, laptops, and cell phones. Yes, no, yes, I know, those are imported, those are domestic, we're in touch with the sheriff, we're avoiding that tariff, fuck, this is hectic, yes, no, I know, ding, battery. A flurry of wings and squawks, rushing in Gus and Kate. Michael, look at all these birds. Michael, we have a fleet of talking birds. Talking birds, talking birds. They flew down on us in that clearing over there. There. They talk and talk, repeating and repeating all these and speaking all these unbelievable words I've never heard. The birds burst out in a cacophony of unintelligible words. These are word-foraging birds. They find fantastic words in the most distant villages, and then they take to the sky. A feathered patchwork of languages flying through the air. Another burst of wild lingual ecstasy. Through the air, Basho says Mother Nature made the parrot so that even after we're gone, absurd and aimless, our lolling tongues are heard flying from beyond. Basho would never say that. Does it even matter? Out here, history is ours. Besides the point. My battery's dead, Gus. Dead, Gus. It'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be back in civilization in no more than 4 days. 4 days? You'll just have to figure out how to take a break. Figure out how to enjoy yourself. Teach yourself to nap and laze. Laze. But Gus, I was just on the phone with Basho, and Basho says, it's fine, Michael. You have a great excuse. Excuse, laze, dead, through the air. No, Gus, it's not fine. Excuses, lazy, dead, Gus, talking air. It's fine, Michael. We're going to pack up your things and enjoy the day. Gus is right, Michael. For once, this can be family time. Time. Yes, let's just pack up the things. It's fine, we'll pack up the stuff. Yes, it's family time. Against the backdrop of talking birds and objections from Michael, Gus and Kate proceed to pack up the backpack, papers, and equipment. Gus reaches for Michael's cell phone. A brief struggle ensues. Basho says, time, talking birds, excuses, lazy, dead. Basho says, through the air, lazy, time, talking air. Basho says, time. Basho says, time, through the air, the air, the air. Talk. The bird's crescendo, the cell phone is dropped. Silence. Basho says, excuses are for the lazy and the dead. A flurry of wings. The phone flies off into the air. My phone! The goddamn bird took my phone! No time. Another flurry of wings. The backpack disappears into the sky. Silence. Well, from the amount you complain about your job, one might say you wanted that. Gus and Kate emerge at the top of the mountain. The sound of the bright wind, the vultures and hawks. There's been a change. It's like, I guess, no, no, no. There's been a change. I can't explain, but climbing here, I feel it here. Under my feet, the slope, this slope has crawled and thrust from down below, a million years of mountain in the making. It brought me here and held me here and pinned my eyes against the thin blue sky, and then said nothing. And then said nothing. What did I expect? What could I expect up here by nothing? The view of the vultures, the jungle, and beyond it the sea. Nothing but the light telling my eyes a story about the sea. And yet, a change in me. Unlodged from the city of words, the city of what I could have, and what I should have, and what in the end is nothing. Nothing named something, someone. Someone I swore was me. My baby speaks to me. I'm listening. I'm listening to the whispering of the wind. My baby speaks to me. I'm listening to the throat of the ocean carried by the breeze. I see a change in the clouds. I see a change in the sea. I see him playing with the wind, playing inside the canopy. I'm listening. I'm listening. I hear each moment touch the wheel of time and say goodbye. 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 Kate. Kate. I'm afraid.